Ooh, not to jump in. You actually right, Creole Chief, that I don't know who this woman is. I ain't trying to talk bad about her, but it's people in general. Not on the site, I met people in person like this. Okay, I'm Creole down the family tree. I recognized that when I was a kid. I am 45 before 46 in the next 2 months. I'm a Leo, okay? And I'm love my Creole ancestry, love my Creole roots. I let people know I'm Creole. I have family members who don't we don't recognize their Creole descent because we have been watered down white supremacists and black superiority of black inferior complexes. What I'm saying like it is American, Anglo-Saxon racial bargaining bullshit. I'm gonna cuss on Sunday on Father's Day, but it's technically it is. And we get bullied from other people who are the Creole don't know it, or who are not Creole, or who African American and whites and everybody else, because we don't want to buy into the racial. But I don't. I don't like this racial binary, black and white. I don't, because I am not 100% African. Yes, I look more black than, but I don't look pure black. Even if I did look pure black, if I did have dark chocolate skin, I still would acknowledge my roots. It's like pigeonholing you, and telling you what you cannot do based on someone else's standards. I have my own standards. I'm my own individual. I'm not a collective person, and I'm very rebellious. Okay, I will get ugly when people try to force me to do something I don't want to do. Since I was a kid, so that's where I got this behavior from, and to sit here like you right. What pisses me off, I don't know. I don't know who the content creator is, but I'm making this video because I've seen the pattern of other people. Because we wasn't raised in the culture, or we were raised in the culture. Because even though my family tried to, there were those who tried to ignore their Creole roots, we still ate gumbo. I have a relative that I'm gonna say my business that performs in cyclical bands. Okay, I became, you can be Protestant in Creole too, but I became Catholic at 13. Went to Creole. I mean, at 13 years old. Yeah. Um, I know you do voodoo. I left voodoo, witchcraft. I didn't see it as a religion, and I was raised Protestant. I did not like the conservative Protestant feminism stuff. I don't like it. From the South, I don't like it. No offense to anybody who's Protestant, conservative, feminist. I don't like that. No, I don't like that. It's very, no offense, harsh, twisting scripture and fire, brimstone, and being abusive to saying, but beating kids. I'm not for that. Okay, so I'm glad I left and I became Catholic at 13. Don't get me wrong, there's some bad things in the Catholic Church too, but those are human behaviors. It's not Catholic doctrines that people distinguish that. And the reason why we do have some pedophilia in pedophilia in Protestant churches too is because we got Satanists joining the church trying to destroy it. Shout out to Zachary King, who will form Baptist, who will form a satanic wizard. And they became Catholic and all and exposed that. Some of these people out, there's many people in these seminaries to join, they trying to have access to children and they trying to do satanic rituals on kids. And it goes in the Protestant churches too, and Baptist and Pentecostal and all type. Even the Craig Mack situation with this thing with Diddy, this man went to the South and went to a white preacher. He wasn't Catholic, he was Protestant. And when Craig Mack had died, because he would not let this man get medication. Now they say he got HIV. As they say, it's supposed to did he have HIV? The white man who the preacher down in South Carolina was a pedophile. Besides the cult leader, he was a pedophile. He wasn't Catholic. He was Protestant, white, Anglican Protestant. So it gets on my nerve people with these stereotypes, okay? Because they're trying to pinpoint in the Sub-Baptist Convention being, and I'm a former Baptist, being having sex abuse scandals since slavery. Many of the slave masters in the South were Baptists. Yeah, and and they were raping kids, raping women, beating kids. They did twist the Bible verse, kept the slaves on the place. That's why Harriet Tubman couldn't get the. She tried to get the slaves out, and the men they were still locked because they were scared they leave from place. God gonna get them. You know what I'm saying? Twist the Bible verse, and that's why some of our own people who are African American are destructive when they come to religion. That's why, and that's why, and I'm not trying to blaspheme like that song from Beyonce Church Girl, because it exposed that. It exposed toxicity in the black identified churches. Okay, so don't come you know what I'm saying. Don't come at the church because y'all hear one side of the story of the church, but you don't hear the reason why I got the pedophiles is because some of the ministers, these priests and bishops come from satanic cults trying to destroy it. Okay, and they went to Baptist church because even Sarah King, who was from Baptist, said they will go to churches trying to cause scandals so they can destroy Christian. Like whoever they came from a certain faith in the Centennial Covenant, they are assigned to go to different the churches. Like they're Presbyterian, go to churches to tear it down, cause scandal. So many of these church scandals come from people who are satanic trying to destroy it. And then you got, no offense, Masonic lodges involved. I ain't trying to get myself. And my great grandfather was Masonic. Okay, my grandmother who gave me hell, her dad who was dark skinned with straight hair, me with in black English, and he has Louisiana roots. He's not Creole, but my third grandmother, like a white woman, came from New Iberia. Okay, that's Big Mama husband, and they American Choctaw. Okay, and he was a Masonic, and Big Mama, I love me some Big Mama. Great grandma was nice to me. She died at 88. Her grandfather died at 68. I didn't know Big Daddy. Big Mama was sweet. Unlike her daughter, my grandmother, okay? Yeah, I can't stand my dad's mom, okay? Ugh, okay? She was evil towards me. He destroyed the Bible, spending me by. That's why I changed religions, okay? Because I didn't believe. I said, how can God be evil like that? You know what I'm saying? That's like the devil. But I had discernment. Test everything, hope was good, what St. Paul say. So, but anyway, I became Catholic, and I went to a Creole, and African American descendant, French Creole, Spanish, all that Creole church, and it was a rainbow collection from the dark chocolate to white passing. You had dark skinned people with natural straight hair. You know, you have people who bright skin who can pass for with kinky hair. you know, yeah, if you could pass for the stereotypical Latina, you know what I'm saying? Latino, you had all color of us. And Father Enet, I wasn't there when Father Enet joined. When he left from Los Angeles, he was at St. Bridget's. But before he left, because we had Italian American priest, and I didn't like him when I converted. But anyway, before he left, Father Enet had, he's still living? I hope he probably deceased now. He was Creole, African descent Creole. He probably just Josephites, which is an African descent Catholic order. And he had African, he had African, God, African kente on that altar. And this man, bright skin with loose hair, you know what I'm saying, about sometimes mistaken for white man or man. But the man was more black than his culture, how he had more, like, we go to his church, when he was at the church before he left, before I joined, he had African, I'm talking about, this is 1992, 93, when we were putting the Malcolm X hats and stuff. Okay, I remember that area, I grew up in time. And, so I hear people say that Creoles want to be white passing, and I laugh because the Creole at the church I went before that he left, and they had Father Sabrina. I can't stand him. I would not come to church because I didn't let nobody be rude to me, and I know the church don't teach that. But I didn't want to act a fool. He had my grandmother who was not act a fool, me rude to me, because I don't know. The meantime, I would tell that me, oh, y'all know me. I want to go off him. I was 14, 15. I sure was gonna go off on his behind. I can't hear me in priest being disrespectful. As I was saying, I don't play. Look, I got no time to disrespect people. I don't care if you're a chore authority, and I'm not open to disrespectful people. I show the same end. It's put turn the cheek, but it's hard to turn the cheek, y'all. Okay, because I can be vengeful too. So the point is, the church was very diverse of us, of every shade, hair texture. Um, and I'm glad at 13 years old, when I was learning my Montrose rules and I became Catholic at the time, at 13 years old, I learned who I really was, not based on white supremacist standpoints who I was. And that's one thing that I see in the argument of African descendant people. You don't know, like the Hispanic who was saying this on about the ICE protest. Y'all mad them flying the Mexican flag. Yeah, I didn't vote for Kamala either, but I don't have a solid defense on Trump stuff. I believe if you hurt anyone who's struggling, your ass deserve what you get. Okay, man, if you're an African immigrant, Hispanic, or even African American, okay, fake brothers and sisters in our community. Hey, we're doing the Biden administration. Y'all didn't want to help people who are homeless on the street. It's what it is. Um, I'm serious. How like you didn't want to help. You want to be destructive, act like master with a tan. That's a whole nother story. But the Latina woman was right. She said, y'all mad about them flying Mexican flags in California. People are so stupid. California's part of Mexico. California is LA. Half of the people that found LA was Afro Mexicans. Afro, yes. The last Mexican governor of California was part black. Had a mulatto grandparent like Pia Pico besides indigenous parents. People don't know their history. So they have a right to fly the Mexican flags. It was stolen, like Texas, over slavery. What pisses people off, and I'm telling to my Latino people, is when Latino people start acting like white supremacists. That's why folks went to go and say, okay, we're going to throw white supremacy at me, we throw right back in bitch ass, right? I'm sorry. And I'll just do it to the same way African immigrants cause got us. Why are you here? If you don't like you would the civil rights bill open your behind me here and open that gate for people of color come here immigrants. I'm not trying to be xenophobic here, but it's the damn truth. Okay, wouldn't be here if it was for the Klansman Johnson, President Johnson signed that bill for the civil rights bill to bring you over here. Okay, now everybody's a Pookie and Ray Ray, and half y'all, like I say, who be saying that African people are lazy. I laugh because half of you go mess and sleep and get high with them. I'm using them with them niggas, okay? Okay, and I see it in my own eyes. The same y'all run your mouth about African people be lazy, dumb, and stupid. You go sleep with the niggas on the plantation, the niggas on the, in the ghetto, okay, and get high and get your thing sucked and everything else. It's the truth. It's up there as well. I'm being real over here. It's time to be real up here. I'm tired behind bush. I'm real. You know my platform. I'm real on my shit. I don't give a damn. But get back to the subject. California was part of Mexico, and they have right to fly the flags, even though people should go get naturalized. I don't know why nobody trying to get naturalized. Get naturalized so you won't get in trouble. But this was Mexico, and it was starting for slavery. The manifest destiny, okay? So before y'all talking about go back to Mexico, some of y'all Africans didn't understand that was Mexico. There was free land. If you crossed that border, you were free. So that's why I don't have a solid argument with that because a lot of us didn't vote for Trump because of that. We also voted because Kamala the thought. I said, I thought. Oh, big talking about Kamala. Even in I know you said because she's part of she immigrants true. Yeah, her mama's Asian from India and her dad's Jamaican. Not just that, she was sleeping up the fame, and she put people Africans and Hispanic locked up. And then when she got in office, remember the Guatemalan and Central American immigrants and Haitians coming in and Border Patrol beating them up and Kamala behind that. Remember she said don't come, and if you do come, you be sent back. Remember she said that when she was on the bottom. It is a child, a dreamer. This is an anchor baby. Talking about Kamala, okay? We all know Kamala it had Megan. No one's not gonna vote for nobody who had Megan Thee Stallion twerking her ass on the stage. You gotta be kidding. It was disrespectful to go to Atlanta, Georgia, where Martha King from. But the reason why she did that is a bunch of AIDS and SD crisis. And I'm being real. I mean, change such of here. Um, AIDS, STDs, freak offs, threesomes, all type of sex, the freak leak, the freak neek, the freak, all that stuff goes on in Atlanta. So she knew, oh, I mean, the thought, I love me some Megan, she's Creole too. Bring her there and let her shake her ass and say, I'm gonna get some votes. Well, it didn't happen because we have children there. Come on, you have grandmas and grandpas. Nobody ain't trying. People who are coming from church to see you. You're not gonna win no campaign. Kamala had to learn her lesson, and she said asking for donations. Don't give her nothing, please. Don't give that bitch nothing. Okay, I can't stand her ass. Can't stand Kamala. No one can't stand her because she did dirt. It ain't about her being a woman. It ain't about y'all. That's what's gonna be president of the United States. And your daughter's watching this hoism in front. Like, come on. People didn't do research on her, and she put African American and Hispanic folks locked up. Who were innocent of crime. Nobody gonna vote for that bitch. Okay, she is a color. I don't give a damn about she me, she black, she Asian. No, I don't give a damn what the fuck she is. She's still a sellout bitch. Anyway, sorry to change the subject, but point is, I still believe they have a right, even though that didn't vote for that woman. They have a right to vote, read their flags, and explain what was right. Many African Americans don't know their damn history. They go along with the white men say. If you got grab a black blood, you just black. Okay, but the white race man did it to rape the slaves or to have sex with them because they were consensual relationships because even the white woman, the Karen, will sell the sister, mix of pure black sister out the plantation when she finds she messing with her husband. She reminded me of that song that sister talking about, but don't mess with her man. Y'all the rap song that been going on on TikTok, but she gonna get violent. Okay, well, Karen was doing that too on the plantation. Point is, it was used for slavery. One driver rule was used for anti-black racism. If you had a black in you, you're gonna be oppressed in the system. Why are you defending that shit? And yes, you should tell these so-called black Americans you not no pure damn Africans. And I'm glad folks like our African folk tribe, people got mad at me. Yeah, she talking bad about us, but they she admit that we mix. And I gave her credit for that. She's African. She hateful, but she telling you the damn truth. That the kings and queens didn't give a damn about the slaves. They didn't give a fuck about the slaves. The African kings, if we start blaming the white men for everything. The African kings and queens didn't give a damn about your ancestors' ass getting killed, murdered, raped here in the United States. All they care about that damn money. And like I said, and I'm not using it for, but some of the descendants, because the Igbo tribe was involved in slave trade, who come over here, call us agatas, mistreat us. You think the Hispanic immigrants, anti-black Americans are worse? So the Africans, 10 times worse. And use the fact they black that you can't even about it. I lost my security job because of an African and a white dude. I had a good paying security job in the gallery. I can't mention the name of the company and the place I worked at, but I was making money, $13 an hour. I had to leave that shit because it was talking to me crazy. An African, an immigrant African from Nigeria, Igbo. That's why I take it the situation with the discrimination, the immigration, because I'm for people come here, but we need to find out who comes here. Okay, what's your agenda? Just like if I came to your country, you have to say the same thing about me. Why I'm coming to your country, and I'm gonna tell you because I want a bad life. I'm here to hurt the America, have hurt the people in the country, and that's what people need to realize. You can't open doors to everything. I understand America was stolen from my white ancestors, but every country has a border in Latin America. Why nobody talking about that? And yes, Guatemalans and other Central Americans go to Mexico, they get mistreated, they get deported, get killed. Or they get human trafficking or sex trafficking by, yeah, that's why Salvadorans and Mexicans don't get along. And a Salvadoran woman from LA, she was working, she probably still working at Macy's, and she said, "Dang, you educated." She said, "Yeah, how you know about the Afro Salvadorans, the Caribbean part?" I said, "I read history, sister. Yeah, you have black in you too. You know what I'm saying?" She didn't look like a black one, but she said, "Dang, you smart. That's what I like about you." She said, and she told me, this is what the Salvadoran woman told me. I mean, change subjects, but it's educational. She said the reason why Salvadorans and Mexicans don't get along, because when Salvadorans come to that country, now, I don't see nobody protesting against this in Mexico. When these Salvadoran people come in the country to go to the United States, they get abused, mistreated. The men rape the men, do some butt breaking. They rape the women out there. So when they come to Los Angeles, then you got Chicano people, not all, but those call them the W word, tell them to go and call immigration on them, call before it was considered ICE back in the day. Oh, she told me that's why the MS-13 don't get along with the other, and she wasn't MS-13, I'm saying. And other Salvadorans had told me the same thing. They get offended when people call them Mexican. Do y'all really understand that? So, before people start going this rant about the ICE protests, even in Latin America, they have borders. Okay? In those countries. Okay? That's true. And Central Americans and other immigrants go through Mexico to the United States. It's not just Mexicans. I get tired of here. You have Asians who come, you have Africans, you have people from the Caribbean, you have in Cuba, you have a lot of Cubans here in Houston. They went there before Castro died, they came through the Mexican border to become citizens. So it's a big issue, but you can't be silent on one end. Oh, get rid of immigrants. No, there are good immigrants here, and I'm telling you, we should have the good ones here. The ones who want to come here and do dirt, go back home. The ones who want to stay here and help this country, let them be here. And it's anyway. For example, if I go to another country and act a fool, my American ass should be deported. Right? Am I correct? Remember that white dude, Ryan, whatever name? He was in the Olympics. He went to Brazil and lied and said he got robbed. We found out he was acting, his homeboy was acting ratchet in Brazil. And I'm glad they arrested his ass and deported his bitch ass back in the United States. So we need to have a non-racist approach on this. But like I say, my Trump support, was not all that. Let me anti. It's the ones who are acting bad, being racist, being anti-Black American. That's the ones who are cool and nice. Stay here. We want them to stay here. Because anybody's a good use for the country, you have a right to be here. The ones who act a fool, get your ass out. And the same thing with those African American descent. Ghanaian man told me this on my birthday. He's an immigrant from Ghana. He said we open African Americans to come back, but please don't come. And he was saying, don't bring the ratchet ones. You can't do that in Ghana. He talking about them niggas. And they don't want, and I don't blame them. And I said the N word because they proclaim themselves to be the N word. They going on master's orders instead of going against it. You see, one thing when you find people who going on master's orders, you can't save them. So you got to call it like it is. You'll act ratchet, be destructive in Ghana. They have a right to deport your bitch ass back in the United States, okay? And let ICE come pick you up at the airport. If you're African American acting a fool like that, no, because we do have that's the Jamaican lady on that, and I need to change subject. Jamaican lady, what I don't like, she did generalize every quote Black American in that video, but I do get it. The ghetto garbage, the one call themselves niggas and hood rats. No, don't bring they bitch ass out. I'm American descent. I'm African American descent too. I wouldn't have their ass in my business either. Take your ratchet ass someplace else and act a fool. Get your ghetto ass out. I'll tell you straight. Get your ghetto ass out of my business. Okay? But don't say every quote Black Americans like that. That's what I'm saying. You have to come to an intelligent approach. Because I'm seeing ignorance on this ICE protest and defending Trump mess on both sides. And I'm not with that. Kick them all out of the country. And I'm not in with that. Keep them in the country. I'm into discerning the person for the country and understand. And then to understand when it's waving Mexican flags, they have a right to in a country that the state that was part of Mexico that was stolen over slavery because it was white Anglo-Saxons, our other ancestors, who invaded, like they did Louisiana, invaded Mexico to steal that land so they can add to become part of their slave territory. Okay, and people acting saying run their mouths on these apps. You stupid fake brothers and sisters. It's a shame. You just as ignorant as the Latino ignorance that's acting a fool in their ride. Mexico had those southwestern states. It was stolen because our white daddy, because we all mix with white, Anglo-Saxon, besides I'm Creole and French Creole, I'm also mixing Anglo-Saxon too, I'm not fully Creole, came in there and invaded just to make it a slave territory. That was the whole purpose of stealing in the northern states of Mexico. So when I see y'all talking about, oh, they hate black people, the reason why you got those because they've been brainwashed like your bitch ass. Both the African American people and Spanish people that's acting a fool. I'm not neither on y'all side. You can call me a sellout. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. And I vote for Trump for your ass because you know Trump is ratchet. Ghetto niggas like you, if you get locked up, you deserve what you get, okay? Because some of y'all are acting ghetto trash, even though you don't live like that. But I'm seeing the ignorance come out, and I cannot defend ignorant, dumb people of any side. You see what I'm saying? But the reason I brought that up, not to bring it to the situation, because the Latino woman was right. Half of you African American people don't know who the fuck you are. You just go along with white supremacist standards of who the fuck you are and then want to defend it. And when we call your ass out, you want to call us self-haters. You self-hating. If you call yourself a nigga, like a dumbass, you definitely hate yourself. Because that word was used to put us in plantation. They was used to dehumanize us and treat us like we're less than human. So that's stupid to walk around calling yourself a nigga and you have no love for yourself. That's why you get treated like a nigga. See, I don't call myself a nigga because I have respect for myself and I have love for myself and I know my roots because I trace them. When I say I'm African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English, Irish, Scottish, Native American, that's what I trace and that's who the hell I am. At least I know what I come from. And still finding you might get me some more money, getting more ancestry research to find who the hell I am because you don't know if you know who you are, you know where you've been. And half you don't know who the fuck you been. You just go along and that's why I can't defend go always against what Africans talk bad about us because some of our people, individually, so I'm not collective, do perpetrate negative stereotypes and call it being black, which is so stupid. It's a slap to our community, to Africans. You want to make us FBA ADOS. Our ancestors went against this shit. This, calling yourself niggas, portraying these negative stereotypes in Hollywood, putting the black face. You are the face of blackface when you do this bullshit. And I can't defend you. I can't defend you. No, I can't. That's what I'm saying. I'm not on either side with this argument about immigration because instead of being intelligent with the argument, you just downright ignorant, just like the folks at the riots who are Latino. Both y'all, both are some dumb, cop picking and shot picking ass. I can't defend none of your asses. Why? And we glad Trump, because Trump is racist. May treat your bitch asses who you are. Okay? Because while you're up there laughing about people, individual who ain't did nothing to you, we talking about George Zimmerman, that's the, if we talking about Nuri Martinez, that did Evan Lazada, when she's poor, that makes sense. But people who ain't did shit to you to have to be Latino, don't go after them. Go after the ones who, because all that noise y'all doing while they was firebombing people, where your ass at? That's my question I want to talk to African people. Where your ass at when we have people on my app? I talked about cases that false accused African people. I'm the one in the front line. Have your asses scared talk. When this race Latino trying to lie on somebody, have your asses going on with along the case. We eat. And sometimes you got with your little feeble mind. That's why I don't believe your bullshit. I don't give a damn. And if I'm not doing what God's will, I don't follow your same religion beliefs. Don't come and try to preach that shit to me because I'm kick your ass off and off my channel. And if I'm not following God's will, I don't follow your church at the Bible. Thank God for 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 21 and 3, 15, 17. Okay? The truth of the matter is, some of our people are so stuck on slave mode. And that's why going back to our Creole community. Those who educate ourselves, don't let the ignorant people in the African community intimidate you because they follow their ignorance just like they doing what masters say. See, I go against when they don't like us Creole people because not all of us were on the master's orders. Many of our Creole people did not come from our race. You had French and Spaniard men marrying black women or mixed race black women, and their children were free. And they had businesses. They don't teach that in black history class. They make sure to teach. That's why you say hate when black history come in school. They focus on us being slaves and abused. You had free people of color. You had people that own business. You had people who beat slave masters' ass. You had all that. They don't teach that in school. And you had the ones who would get mad at me when I was in school. Who identifies mixed, the one who could go black teachers, whether it be my shade, lighter or darker, some were Creole or not, in my school would get mad at me talking about that, but they let the white teacher or some other teacher talk the history and not correct them about the history, not teach them that, like for example, no one that's I did not know about the one drop rule till I started identifying as mixed and someone started bringing it up back in '93. During Black History School, I never heard that one drop rule until later on. You get what I'm saying? Till later on, like in high school and the Tiger Woods situation, you know what I'm saying? Back in 1990, because I grew up in 90s, I graduated in 98. So they're not teaching true history of our history when it comes to being African descent. They're teaching us the ones that us being slaves, abused, mistreated. They teaching that. They ain't telling who the heroes, meaning the first blacks, were mixed, including Harriet Tubman. She may be dark skinned, but she had a white grandfather on her mama's side. She was there telling she's mixed. She came out dark skinned, mixed, coming all colors. They don't teach true history. They teach what's expected in school. And the same one that runs their mouth on this fucking app ain't gonna check them people. They go along with the narrative. Cause we have balls. We have ovaries. That's why they don't like us on this app. That's why they don't want us. They want to keep our mouth shut. Cause they want to keep mass article go along with it. And that's one thing I go back to what the Latin woman said. And that you, just find that you don't know where you come from. Half of African Americans are not going to go to the geology library like I did to find out, because I'm not just picking ethnicities. I trace my roots. I'm 13 fucking years old, and still, when I get some money, going to get some more money to find more about roots. That's why I say I'm African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English, Irish, Scottish, and because I traced it. Have your dumb ass don't even want to fucking trace your roots because you're too busy letting the white supremacists you whine about that's abusing you define who the fuck you are. This is why I believe you should separate with Ian. Okay, I do believe that shit. Yes, I do. Because I'm trying to educate myself, not going along with ignorant, dumb ass people, and please they bitch ass along with it. Okay? I'm being honest with you. These people crazy. They want you to be ignorant with them. No, keep your bitch ass ignorant ass away from me. You like being ignorant, stay with the fuck you are. Don't come near me with that shit. You the sellouts. Y'all are sellouts. You going on with the narrative of white supremacists because you don't have the balls to fight against them. But you have balls to fight against nothing but a sister who don't go along with the curriculum. That's one thing I know is that you can do all that whining and crying, bitching, and acting docs, act a fool, but you're not gonna go to these white supremacists do it. You're not gonna go to these race Latinos and do it. You're not gonna do that. See what I'm saying? That's why I don't believe us coming together. We have a cesspool of Crabberry motherfuckers. I'm sorry to cuss on that, but it pisses me off. And I don't give a damn who gets here. They can sit my dick and don't like me cussing. Okay, if I'm not following God, that's not you, not him. You didn't die on the cross. Shut up. Worry about your own personal sins. Leave mine alone. Okay? So, one thing about these people feel like a damn coach trying to tell you what to do. But the truth of the matter is, that's the whole reason why we got this problem. And I'm talking when I'm talking third person about, and I was cussing when I'm talking about Creole culture. I was talking about these dumbass people on this app. They don't know who the fuck they come from. Cause I'm serious. When I was at the diversion center, cause they asked us homeless people in the diversion. When I was telling the dark skinned brothers who have an African parent and an ADOS, FBA parent, whatever you want to call it, yeah, you know all you trace your roots to a 10 grandfather. All I know is my great grandfather. See? And there's a bunch of them like that. They don't know where they come from. But when we tell where we come from, oh, that's not true. You just black. Because you didn't do your damn research. Talking about these other people, not you. Creole talking about these other people. You didn't do your damn, you too busy letting the same cocoa white man that you say is oppressing you. You let him define who the hell you are. How y'all let the oppressor define who the hell you are? That's the funny part. But don't got no damn balls to challenge the oppressor. I got white supremacists in trouble. I got a lot of people in trouble. I got African people in trouble when I worked their jobs. Shoot, I was I won 3 lawsuits and I can't mention names, but I'm just letting you know I won 3 lawsuits before I hit homelessness. Okay, try to make my own business, and the last and that's why I take this immigration thing seriously. It's not just for the race Latino people; it was African, Nigerian that would mistreat me at the job, and my white boss would defend that dude. But my white boss also violated what do you call it? No, they couldn't get the racial part, but when my white boss was an atheist, start bashing about me believing in God, that's against the EOC, and that's how I won my suit. I can't mention the company name nor the companies involved, but just let you know, I was able. Half of you are not gonna do that shit. You gonna say leave it alone. Don't do nothing. It is what it is. What you put in God hand. Okay? Baby, I've been fighting this for a long period of time. I at least got the balls and strength to do it. I may be acting not, don't have a masculine voice, but I got masculine energy. Okay? And have you go with divorce ain't gonna do a damn thing. But bitch and moan and whine. That's what you mean to do. Like, but when it comes to each other, y'all want to act a fool. You want to act. You want to. And I'm gonna use the word chip out, act, and get all ugly and stuff. But you ain't gonna do that to the people. Like I say, and this, and I'm not the third person. This is not the Creole coach. This is the other folks that's attacking us. I see the pattern. Like all the people talking shit on the Twitter, the TikTok, they're not gonna go to those protesters who and the ones who cause a riot and confront their asses. They're not gonna go to the white supremacists, but they can go and pick on people on social media. And when contrarians who identify as multiracial, They always come, and we're not being racist towards nobody. We're not being. They don't come to us and try to shut us up. But they're not go to Stormfront. They don't go none of the white. They're not go to racist, anti-black boxing channels about racist, racist, want to be white supremacist Latino folks. They're not gonna do none of that shit. And I noticed that the mixed race content creators who identify as mixed, who don't go on one child and masses rule, we don't want this clown to we're safe haters because we don't go on masses perception. Okay? It is what it is. It's massive perception. They want to preserve that. I don't preserve that. If you reform yourself, you must reform the change for the fucking future. You cannot go along with the same old. Okay? And have these folks are brainwashed to keep the same old mess go on. I'm not. Okay? I'm for the future. And so that's my thing. I mean, it be long winded, but at least I made it entertaining. Okay? But defending Creole culture, you're right. These people, like I say, and the problem who's not Creole and who's not, if we have Creole lineage, and I'm sorry being nasty, on that Sunday damn morning, if the Creole dick and pussy let us ass here and appearance here, that's who the fuck we are. Okay? If someone that's did not grow up in the Creole culture but they found out the Creole, let them go to their roots. At least they learn who part of who they are. It's funny. What contribute us here, you want the people want me to ignore if it don't fit their narrative. Isn't that stupid? It contributed me to be here. Regardless how long this it was, it contributed my ass here. I right to the knowledge. Right? That's all I gotta say. I ain't trying to run my mouth on this app on this phone, but it just gets on my nerves that all these people's energy could be wasted on trying to stop the racism, stop the poverty, the crime in their community, but they have all this energy to harass and do us dirty when we don't go along with the white racist men narrative. And they call us sellouts and self-haters when they don't want who the self-haters sellouts, and then they want to perpetrate negative stereotype by being black by calling themselves niggers and being in and then get mad when people respond to them in the stereotype manner. It's like it's stupid. And I can't take a side on this thing, and I'm not gonna take a side on the Trump versus Trump mess because there are some things that Trump is right about, and there are some things that Trump is wrong about. You see what I'm saying? There are some things that the protesters are right about. There are some things the rioters are wrong. It's also things that some of the African people who say we don't mind business is right about, but also things making fun of people who are innocent of the racism and laugh about their pain. That's not right. You see what I'm saying? You have to have you can't. I can't be fully one side, and I don't mind both sides on the people who in the African American community don't like me. I don't give a damn because, like I said, cotton picking, sharp picking motherfuckers are not my team. You are team white supremacists and you want to keep when we're trying to make change for the future, here your ass trying to retain it. But blame white men for everything. No, it's the people of color. Like I said, most of the racism that's going through here is from other people of color. It's not the white community. Many of us don't have. Uh, if you live in a red community, you don't have too much access to white people like that. You know what I'm saying? It's people of color being racist. And if you live in small downtown, small, that's different. So I'm mostly around people of color, people of minority and who are minorities. It's hard to sit here and pinpoint. Well, yeah, the white supremacists created, but it's the folks of color who's perpetrating and keeping it like it is. That's the problem. There's some blocks to what we're trying to get through. So that's it on this app. You don't see a bunch of Klansmen come on my channel trying to call me the N word. You see people of color who are doing this shit. Okay, whether it's as mixed or black or Hispanic, okay, or maybe Asian. You know what I'm saying? That's who. That's and the folks of color doing this us 10 times worse than white supremacists because at least a white supremacist gonna tell you in your face they're racist. No, you got folks of color who hide that shit and pretend to be your friend and backstab your ass 10 times worse than white supremacists. They might have the power to do it, but the ones of color got the engaging in the power of doing it. You know, they got the power, and that's the dangerous thing. Okay. And like I say, I'm for if you have not been naturalized, please get naturalized as possible. Right? We don't. There are the immigration situation. We do want people who want to come here to prosper. But if you're coming here to be destructive, just like any other country, they're not gonna accept you. If I'm some ratchet, I'm using the N word, a brother being a ratchet ass nigga coming to another country, they're not gonna accept me, even if it's African or not. Okay, if I go to Mexico, go to Jamaica, go to Cuba, go to Ghana, go to Nigeria, go to China, they're not gonna accept a ratchet ass. I'm sorry, a brother who chooses to be a ratchet ass nigga. Okay, and I'm seeing some of the past poor brothers. I said some. Please, brothers who are not ratchet ass niggas, do not bring them trash from the hood or those suburban trying to perpetrate that trash to the airplane, okay? And I'm gonna use, for example, I'm making fun of Shaquilla Robinson. You see how them niggas killed her? Okay, what I'm asking if she paid for their flight and everything. They ain't paid. Them niggas didn't pay a damn thing. They plot her murder and killed in Cabo, Mexico. And then when I hear about, the sister that was with the in sundown time with white women that got killed and I don't know what happened, that goes both ways. Start with that Kanika Jenkins. Come on, Kanika Jenkins. Them niggas killed. They killed her for them white supremacists and them Satanists. They showed did. They didn't care about her being a sister. So don't come with that bullshit. It's always no, no. We have enemies of every color and every race. Okay? Remember, they say, "Oh, you always hang white people gonna do something to you." Well, guess what? Kanika Jenkins and Shakira Robinson hang with some niggas. Okay? And I did say N word because they're not my brothers and sisters. What they did to her. Okay? So the same niggas that do no different white supremacists do to someone else. Okay? Don't please. They doing everything that the white supremacists do to us. Murder, kill, steal, destroy, rape. Okay? Y'all saying free Diddy and free R. Kelly. These niggas raped people in our community. Act like white supremacists in the master. So because they have black blood get a pass, hell the fuck no. They deserve what the fuck they get. And I also want to add this too before I leave here and be long winded. The Aaron Brotherhood against R. Kelly. That's good for his bitch ass. Okay. What he did to our sisters. What he did to our sisters and us brothers. Remember, I ended up homeless due to a goon put witchcraft on my porch. Putting seed on my porch and I ended up homeless. So he get what the fuck he deserve. Okay, before I started thinking some racist Latino immigrant and African do me dirty in the street, I got named people in our community, and guess what? People in our community who are African descent who ate off FBA was complacent of the shit. That's why I'm for us coming together. We got it, we can't do nothing. Shut up. But you can do all that mouth talking. So that's why I cannot pick a side on this, okay? But on this side with my brother Creole Culture, now, it's how I threw it. I did a gumbo, did I? Then all this. Cause I do videos about all about. I don't feel like doing one separate two different videos. We all learn something in this video. Okay. I'm very creative. Um, you're right. And the people that's attacking, going back to the subject, who are attacking us, cause we know our history, we know our roots, and we still learning. Even don't have all the answers. These folks do not want to learn history. All they want to stick on what the same master said about their identity and hold on to it and call us sellouts when we go along when they're the sellouts. Okay? Because they don't study history, they don't do that, and they're not flying their flags. Okay? They're not doing, they don't even know what part of Africa their ancestors come from. They don't know the European, the native. Because when I claim my roots, that's because I did studies on my roots. That's why the fuck I'm here, due to my roots. So they know self-hate when I say I'm African American, French, English, Irish, and Native American. And I don't care what a white man, a cop say, a white man, cop is not God to me. That's one thing, y'all. And I'm sorry to be long-winded. You let the oppressor as a dumbass define who the fuck you are. I never understood that shit. The one you whine about the oppressor doing you dirt, but he gets a chance to define who the hell you are. So that's an argument. Shout out to Creole Culture for calling it out.